start off with Danica. Danica, how you doing today?
Hi, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. So I
Good.
know we spoke. If I'm not mistaken, we spoke on Tuesday, right? All right.
Yes, sir.
So we already know your situation a little bit different because you're coming off from just having the baby, right? So
Yeah.
have you experienced any success since our last call, or what's going on?
Yes. So I started back focusing on the protein, focusing on eating one snack a day, the Quest snacks,
Okay.
staying hydrated, going back out for my walks. You remember I was just saying I was panicking, trying to still produce my breast milk and everything. But I did pick up on the coconut water
Right.
and I tried this tea. So it's been actually going pretty good, no complaints. Today I was 174, so
Okay.
down 2 pounds since we spoke.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
just so we have an idea of what you're eating, and once again, you want to make sure you're keeping your meals production up. What have you ate? Let's say like a day like yesterday, so we have an idea of what you're eating.
So yesterday I had salmon, I had broccoli, carrots, and I had one of the Quest snacks. And then I just drank coconut water and tea.
Okay. So what was your main source of protein from yesterday?
The salmon.
Okay. Yeah, one salmon or two
It was like the big
fillet.
thing, so like half of it, yeah.
Okay.
So I'd say that's probably equivalent to like two pieces.
Okay. So you had about two pieces of salmon, and what is your window?
11 to 6.
11 to 6.
Yeah.
Okay. So you ate essentially two proteins on your plate. And once again, ladies, when I say have more protein on your plate, I'm talking about you have a big slab of whatever protein that you desire, right?
Right.
In Donika's case, she only ate one meal that day, right? But she also incorporated a snack, and because she moved her body a little bit more, scale dropped. Okay?
Oh, one more thing.
Yeah.
Remember the drink, that protein drink, because of my hydration and the breast milk. I did try that drink and it was really good.
Okay.
It was like 20 grams of protein. I know you said eat our protein, but I did try that for the sake of hydration. 20 grams of protein is no fat, no sugar, no carbs.
Okay.
It's by One Up Nutrition.
Right. One up nutrition. So it's essentially like is it a protein powder or what is it exactly?
Yes, powder, put it in water, shake it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, for all the women who's coming off of just having a baby, trying to kind of recomp your body, but you're afraid to lose out on breast milk production, one thing I want you to remember is breast milk is literally stems from just hydration. Okay? So, your body naturally produces fat. So, when you're actually giving out breast milk to your child, then your body's actually getting 95% fat. Okay? So, what I like to tell my clients, if you're trying to keep your breast milk up, you need to have more fats, but you also got to stay hydrated. So, when women start doing like a keto program, even though it's not a keto program, or they start doing keto, they start doing low carb, they start cutting out carbs, your breast milk drops because you're simply not staying as hydrated. It's really that simple. Okay? So, when you're giving your body carbs, your body's going to spike insulin. When your body spikes insulin, it's going to activate the aldosterone system inside your body. This system forces your body to hold on to water. So it's easier for you to produce breast milk if you just got essentially more water on hand, right? Kind of like if you have $1,000 in your pocket, you find a bag that you want in the mall, but you forgot your cards literally in the car. So you got the money, you just got to get it from an outside source versus you having it on hand if you had it in cash. Okay, so that's what carbs does for your body. It helps your body retain water, but it also helps your body be in a more of a anabolic state, which means that now your body's in a growth state. That's simple. So when y'all trying to lose fat, naturally your breast milk production is going to drop a little bit if you're not kind of making a conscious effort of keep staying hydrated. It's really that simple. Okay, so that's why even things like what Danica said, she started incorporating a little bit more coconut water. Coconut water is one of the healthiest waters you can put inside your body. But it's not one of the best waters if you go to see the scale drop. Context. Why? Because it got sugar in it. It got more calories in it. If I eat something with 100 calories, I should never expect the scale to drop more than if I'm having something with 0 calories. That's just how the cookie crumbles, y'all. All right? So make sure you're staying hydrated. I also told Donika about the Carlson's cod liver oil, right? Did you incorporate that, Donika, or no?
Yes, I've been taking it every day.
There you go.
This is like my second week.
And Carlson's cod liver oil is just straight up fat. But what's going to happen now is because she's taking Carlson's cod liver oil, that's going to make her breast milk more thicker, which means it's going to create more volume in a sense. Okay? So little hacks that y'all can incorporate if you're family planning or you're just coming off having a baby and now you still want to make sure your breast milk intact. The last thing that I told Donika to do, which was once again 2 days ago, I told her, because one thing about Donika, she's either all in or all out. Right? So sometimes she goes too hard in the paint. When she's on this program, she's not incorporating no carbs, no nothing. She's not even sniffing the rice, not even having a grain. So I was like, hey, what I need you to do is start incorporating some of these protein-based snacks, such as a Quest cookie, such as a protein bar, because ultimately these snacks do have carbs in it, right? But because it also got a good amount of fiber in it, it's not that deep. It's going to kind of offset the damage, opposed to her just having straight up rice. So now she's going to get more breast milk production, but now she's immediately not seeing the scale drop. Versus you finding a better variation of what she wants. Now she's having a Quest cookie, and you know the carb says about 20 grams, but then the fiber is like 8 to 9 grams. So it's just a better source where she's still getting carbs, so her body's going to pick up more water or retain more water, but because the Quest cookie is still protein-based, she's still going to get a net outcome seeing the scale drop. Okay? So there's always a science behind the madness. So, good job, Donika. So, essentially, did you eat one meal yesterday and one snack?
Yeah, so I did have a lot of the salmon. It was like a half of the fillet. Probably like 5 carrots, 5 like pieces of broccoli. And then the snack. But I was drinking a lot of the water. I think that protein shake filled me up too. And then the coconut water and the tea. So yeah, it was like one big meal.
Okay.
I forgot strawberries and blackberries. That was it.
So now, if you pay attention, which is why I asked y'all multiple times what y'all eat during the day, y'all
Yeah.
might realize that you're going to forget some little things like that.
Yeah.
Right? So she essentially, even though she had more snacks in the day, if you really pay attention to what she just said, because all her snacks were the right type of snacks, scale still drops. So once again, ladies, that's why I'm trying to let y'all know, for some majority of y'all women who is noticing that y'all been at a certain weight for X amount of time, do not be afraid to snack. Some of y'all go too hard in the paint and y'all just eating nothing but meals, which is fine. But if you heard me repeatedly say, hey, you're not eating enough, you're not eating enough, you're not eating enough, let's throw in a snack. Just make sure it's a protein-based snack, because now you're getting in more calories and more protein, so you can start seeing the scale drop more. Donika just named 2 different protein snacks and berries. I'm not gonna trip over that. But versus her saying, hey, oh, Trey, I just had just the salmon, some carrots, some broccoli, and I decided to have some Nick's ice cream. Nick's ice cream is a treat. We already know that. Nick's ice cream you can have on this program. Y'all already know that. But Nick's ice cream is not protein based. It's just low calorie, low carbs. So if you want to have more variety, find a protein-based variation of what you want and live your life. Okay? Good job, Donika. All right. Ashley, I haven't spoken to you in a little minute. How you been?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You look a little bit smaller today.
Yes.
What you been on? What you been up to?
I just came back from a trip. Well, I went away. I went upstate New York, and I gained like 2 pounds because the food was great. I was eating pancakes and all this stuff. But when I came back Sunday, I've been like on it. So I lost like 5 pounds this week since Sunday.
Okay. So when you say, because, okay, once again, Ashley is also somebody who is either all in or all out. But when she locks in, she's all the way locked in. So in order for you to lose anything over 3 pounds in this week, tell me a regimen. So tell me a day where, or give me a mock day of everything that you ate and drank on that particular day.
Um, this week that I lost weight,
Yeah.
so I've been taking my lunch every day. I've been packing my lunch. I actually had something a little different. I had ground lamb that I got from Butcher Box. So yesterday I did like a pound of ground lamb that I packed, that I made, and cauliflower rice. So I did that. I had some berries. I had my Nick's protein snack, the little bar. And honestly, I think yesterday that's all I had. Today I sauteed some. Everybody's been on the sardine kick, so I tried it today. I did sardines. I sauteed some sardines. I had some egg. Oh yeah, and I had boiled eggs yesterday. So I had like 3 boiled eggs. I packed a pound of lamb because I was weighing it, trying to make sure I could see what I'm eating to make sure I get the 30 grams. But I ended up packing the whole thing, and then I weighed out the cauliflower rice just to make sure I was, you know. But yeah, I had boiled eggs, ground lamb, strawberries, and it was pretty much the only main thing I had was the Nicks. I've pretty much been snacking on Nicks all week. That helps my sweet tooth because I just finished my menstrual as well. So I had that, and I've been drinking seltzer water, or Coke Zero, and I eat my lunch. This week I ate my lunch at my desk, and because it's so nice, finally we have like this whole garden at my job, a rooftop. So I walked for a mile during my lunch break.
Okay.
Trying to hit my 44 points on that damn app, but it's never working. I don't understand. I did 15,000 steps yesterday, and I don't understand. I have not cracked the code yet.
Okay. All right. And honestly, I don't even know what the code is right now too, because you know I'm mobile.
I don't understand. Like I walked 2 miles in the morning. On my lunch break, I went outside at my job and I walked a mile for my lunch, and then I came home and did another 2 miles. That was like 15,000 steps, and I only got to like 30 some points. I'm like, I don't know what the heck is going on.
Right. Hey, here's a funny thing, y'all. So she's telling us that she had 2 different meals and 2 different snacks. But also, if you really pay attention, the reason why Ashley lost about 5 pounds is because, Ashley, what you're doing a little bit different from last week to this week.
But last week I went away and I was eating buttermilk pancakes.
Right. And this week, you came back and you were doing what? More.
I was going hard. I was doing ground lamb. I cooked
Okay.
ground lamb. I did boiled eggs. I did ground lamb. Today I had my chicken nuggets and salad, and the mixed salad was Brussels sprouts, the shredded Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cabbage, and boiled eggs. I was just pretty much eating whole foods, and then I had like one snack here, and it was just Nick's snack bar between the peanut one and the coconut one. I just bought the box from Amazon.
Okay. So Ashley is eating 2 meals a day, at least, right?
Yeah, I was full.
You notice how she started off a day with a pound of ground lamb. Ashley, who told you about this ground lamb thing?
Well, Butcher Box sent it to me. I got the Butcher Box, and what sticks in my head is the call that we did a few weeks ago when some girl, I don't know her name, she lost 29 pounds in a week, and you asked her what type of meat, what's the protein that you focus on. So that's what I've been focusing on: red meat and fish and eggs. Chicken's been my last resort, but that changes the game too, because I've also been doing steaks on the cast iron as well for me and my husband. So we've been doing steak and eggs with like a little butter in the pan and ground lamb, and that's what we're doing. That's what we've been doing. Mind you, Sunday I had oxtails, rice and peas. I only had a little bit, but so Monday, technically, from Monday to today, I lost 5.
Okay. So once again, the reason why she's seeing the scale drop more is because she is giving her body enough. When Ashley's eating chicken, she's eating Wingstop. Right? Why? Because chicken is too lean. You got to eat more. Ashley's good for about 20 wings from Wingstop on a day if that's
30.
what you choose. But she's ordering 30.
Yeah, I ordered 30. I don't
Once,
eat all, but
that's
I
my
eat a
point.
good amount. I eat a
Right.
good amount.
And I don't expect you to eat all 30. Nobody's eating all 30 wings, right? The day that she switched over to red meat, once again, it don't gotta be just a burger. It don't gotta be just a steak. It can be lamb. It can be bison. It can be veal. It can be anything that you want, right? But if you look at the nutrition facts, once again, for ground lamb, it says 320 calories. By the way, that's almost equivalent to about 2 chicken breasts. And nobody really can stomach 2 chicken breasts, 20 grams of fat, and 19 grams of protein. She said she ate a pound, right? What is a pound? This is a serving size. Serving size per container, they split it up to 4 ounces. 4 ounces is a serving size. So you notice how when I asked Donika, okay, how big was the salmon? She said, I mean, it was like this, right? That means she had a salmon fillet. A salmon fillet naturally comes 8 ounces. So that means double the serving size, which means she had more protein on her plate than anything else, right? 2 separate proteins. When y'all go into a restaurant, especially if you're not getting steak, they usually give you, let's say you get chicken and shrimp. They're going to give you 4 ounces of chicken, 4 ounces of shrimp. 2 proteins, right? Ashley packed up a whole pound of lamb, which is 4 servings of this lamb, which means what you see right here, 320 times 4, you're looking at 1,280 calories off the lamb alone. So I'm going to guesstimate how much calories she ate. 1,280 calories come from the lamb off the rip, right? She said 3 eggs. 3 eggs, every single egg is about 70 calories. Multiply that by 3, that's 210 calories, right? So already she's sniffing 1,500 calories. Then she said, I had a Nick's bar, right? So now if I type in Nick's protein bar, and she said, what, you said the fudge one?
Yeah, it was like either the fudge or the coconut. It came with 2 kinds, so I had one of them yesterday. I
Okay.
was just one of them, but can't find it.
All right, give me a second.
Yeah, it was either, I have 2. It's the coconut and then the peanut. It's almost like a Snickers, but the Nick's version.
Okay.
Pink, and one was pink and one was blue.
So it's gotta be this one. So, if I look at the label for this, once again, keep in mind, y'all, just to start off her day alone with the meal that she already had 1,500 calories. But then she had 2 snacks. The Nick's protein bar, right here. Look at the label. It says 200 calories. So now she's at 1,700 calories. But then you also said what you had, berries?
Strawberries. Yeah, I just had plain strawberries and that was it.
A very low calorie snack. I'm not even going to give her 200. I'm going to say 100. She's at 1,800 calories for the day. The scale's dropping. 2 full meals, lamb and boiled eggs, 2 different snacks.
And I had a little cauliflower rice.
And cauliflower rice, right.
It was 3/4 cups. It was probably like, I don't know, some garlic herb thing I got from the freezer section. I just sauteed it up. But I literally measured that out.
And I'm not even worried about that.
According to the back.
And next time, Ashley, when it comes to any type of veggie like that, you don't got to measure that up.
Okay.
You don't got to measure it out. I don't care if you eat the whole entire bag.
Okay.
Because it's a veggie. Right? But lady, she ate over 1,800 calories and the scale dropped. While some of y'all, I had to force y'all to even crack 1,000 calories. And you're telling yourself, hey, Trey's not making sense. Why the scale's not dropping even though I am eating less? Too much of a good thing can ultimately become bad. Right? And if you go to the other side of the spectrum and you don't eat enough, then you might realize that your body's going to rebel back. Your body cannot stop itself from losing fat if you're in a caloric deficit. But what your body can do, your body can take the fat that is leaving out the fat cell or the adipocyte and you're thinking, okay, she's tripping. Maybe there's a famine going on. We want to keep this fat cell shape. Let's go ahead and hold on to water. So that's why some of y'all hit a snag, and y'all say, Trey, I've been at this number for the past, I don't know, a week. Y'all throw in a 40-hour fast, y'all magically lose 45 pounds overnight because you already got that weight off. You just gave your body a reason to release the extra water weight. So you gotta make sure you're eating enough. So from now on, for all the women that you know, I already see a couple names and you already know who you are. If I keep telling you you're not eating enough, please throw in a snack. We just heard two different women already on this call, it just started, who is snacking more than you, not putting the gun to the head and want to shoot, because they're actually enjoying their lives a little bit more, and the scale's dropping because they're eating enough, right? Number 3, or case study number 3. Catherine, are you out and about or no? Okay, so Cash, you might be busy. Okay. So, let's talk to Leslie. I see you driving. How you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, you good, you good. Okay, you smiling, so that means I got good news. How has the past couple days been? Or what's going on?
Since Wednesday, I think. I chatted with you briefly over the weekend. My weekend, I went out. So I'm one of those people that you said doesn't eat enough. And on the weekend, I had a brunch celebration with my sister, and I didn't really hold back. I had crab dip and French toast and chicken, and but that was my only meal of the day. And I had been having a plateau, like you were talking about, where I was at 157 pounds for like 5 days, and then the next day after that meal, I was 155. So I guess what you're saying is the truth, because nothing else, I didn't change anything else. And then since then, I've been back to the old eating habits. I got to figure out what to do, because I'm at 155 ever since Monday. What's today? Thursday. So I'm still sticking at 155, but I know I'm eating the same way I was before, because I just can't fit it in my window. My 1 to 7, I'm probably still not eating enough. And I'm not hungry, so it is tough for me to get more in. So I'm struggling with that.
Okay, so now let's talk about it. So watch this, y'all. Leslie, Sunday, brunch day, right?
Yeah.
Tell us everything that you had for brunch.
I had a mixed drink, just one, and water, and then I had crab dip on a French toast baguette, and I ate it by myself, like half of it though. I only had half of it, and then I had French toast. It was like cornflake crusted French toast with berries, and I had my syrup on the sides. I only had a little bit of syrup on it. And then you told me to focus on the protein, so it came with chicken, but I ordered an extra portion of chicken. So I had double chicken and half of the French toast with a little bit of syrup and the berries. And that was it. And then I didn't eat anything else. Oh, I had a Kit Kat later on in the day and a couple Sour Patch Kids, and that was it.
Leslie, what did you see on the scale the very next day?
I dropped 2 pounds. So,
I cannot make this up. Y'all heard what she just said? Mixed drink, Kit Kat, couple Sour Patch Kids, crab dip, and she smacked her friend's hand and said, "Get out the way. Nope, you ain't getting none of this. This is me." French toast, chicken that was fried, extra chicken because it's fried, right? Called it a day, lost weight. Watch this now. Leslie, what did you eat yesterday?
Yesterday, what did I do yesterday? Yesterday, I had this Thai coconut chicken with green beans and cauliflower rice. And then I had a wrap with a protein wrap. I had two of them, so 2 protein wraps with spinach, with this cashew Caesar type dip, and one had chicken salad and one had oven roasted turkey. I ate that. And then I had those Quest protein chips and guacamole.
Okay.
That was it.
So now, which day sounds like you ate a little bit more?
The brunch day.
Okay. Now, which day sounds like you could have possibly ate a little bit more protein? Or what day do you know you ate a little bit more protein? Because you were the only person in this anecdotal.
I probably still had more protein on the brunch day with all the chicken I had.
Do y'all see what I'm saying? And I'm not even talking about the crab dip. She forgot that's protein too. So when a lot of women tend to stall on the scale, it's because when I take away all y'all favorite snacks, she said Sour Patch Kid, Kit Kats, French toast with some little flakes on it and all that, right? Now I say no beans, no corn, no bread, no rice. You're like, oh man, that's all my favorite foods. Now I'm just not gonna choose to eat nothing. I'm just gonna eat this dry chicken. Because if you pay attention, she didn't change. She didn't waver. She said, brunch day, basically nothing but chicken. Yesterday, nothing but chicken. Except the brunch day, she had more chicken because it was fried. Yesterday, it was chicken, but it was roasted or prepared better, which means less calories. Scale's not going to drop because ultimately, if she really break down how much calories she had in that particular day, yesterday, Leslie probably maybe max had 1,100 calories. Max. Leslie, where you get this Thai coconut chicken from?
It came from Hungry Root, so I didn't prepare it. I don't know the nutrition facts offhand.
Right. Now let's pause there. Those 2 wraps that you got, did you prepare it at home or no?
I made it. I made the chicken salad is from Sam's, so I didn't make the chicken salad from scratch. And then the oven roasted turkey is just like deli meat.
Okay. Now
and I had like 3 slices of that.
That dressing, that cashew whatever dressing, that came from where?
Hungry Root too.
Okay.
So,
Did you look at the label for that?
No.
Probably not.
No, I didn't.
How does it naturally taste?
It was cashew. It's supposed to be like a Caesar dressing, but it's not. It's dairy free. That's the cashew part. So it's supposed to be. It tastes like a Caesar dressing.
Okay. So we already know, ladies, that if it's a fat, or I kind of messed it up for myself, but if it comes from something that comes from the earth, carb, it's going to be a fat. So all nuts and seeds are fat-based. Which means if I'm having a cashew, nut, whatever dressing, I can already bank and guarantee it's coming with a whole lot of fat. Just like majority of products, if we're going to have a version of a dressing, such as something like ranch, right? Or blue cheese, because it's coming from dairy, on average, especially in a dressing, because they're going to throw extra ingredients in it to kind of make it more creamy, it's going to be fat-based. If it's sweet for a reason. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be carb-based. Right? So that's why little things like vinaigrettes are usually the absolute worst type of dressings, because they're gonna come with some fats. That's how it gets its consistency, but it also come with sugar. So every single tablespoon, you're literally telling your body to store fat. Every single tablespoon. Okay? So I'd rather y'all have some dressing, honestly, that is low in fat and higher in carbs, as long as it's not eclipsing 10. But closer to 5 is better. You already know that. Then you having a dressing such as Caesar dressing. And here's why. If I type in, Leslie, what's the brand of Caesar dressing that you grew up with all your life?
Kraft.
Kraft, right? Cool. Kraft, Caesar, dressing, nutrition, facts. Alright. So if I look at this, we already see the vibes right here. But you know what? Let's fact check. So let me say Target. And y'all, I don't eat Caesar dressing, so does it look familiar to y'all? Okay, cool. So, Caesar dressing, right here. It says, why is it show like that? I don't like that. All right, cool. 120 calories, 12 grams of fat, 2 grams of carbs, 1 gram of sugar. Right? Not that bad, but once again, 12 grams of fat for 2 tablespoons adds up a lot quicker than y'all think. Okay? And when they really say tablespoon, what they're talking about is if you fill up a spoon and then you kind of skim all the excess off. That's a tablespoon. Not black people where it's like, as much as I can fit on the spoon, that's a tablespoon. No. So condiments, sauces, and oils always add up faster than y'all think. So if you are stalling and you're eating out and about, it's always in your best interest to always ask for the sauce, whatever the sauce you want, and you might still be able to use it on the side. Okay? So now, Leslie, the only thing I'm going to also comment on was, once again, you made good food choices, but how many man-made things did you eat yesterday?
Man-made things. I think it's sounding like 0.
Sounding like 0?
Yeah.
Protein wrap.
But,
what is that?
yeah. What's that?
What's a protein wrap?
Like it's made by Mission, but
Which is a what? If you show the 3-year-old this, what are you gonna say?
Hold on, I can't see you.
A tortilla.
On the wrap.
It's a tortilla, right?
Tortilla wrap.
You ever seen a tortilla tree before?
No.
How do tortillas come to fruition?
Process.
A man made it.
Yeah.
One thing. But you also said I had 2 of those.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I'll say next time, let's fit all the ingredients into one. Do you kind of see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, then you said I had Quest protein chips, right?
Mm-hmm.
So out of all the snacks or the man-made things that you had the right idea. But adding up with the 2 different breads, especially if you're using a wrap, which means it's the bigger version of tortillas, plus the cashew dressing, I wouldn't be expecting the scale to drop, especially after 2 tortillas.
Yeah.
Because you're not talking about the street tacos, you're talking about the big Mission carb tortillas, which I know what you're talking about. Okay?
Yeah.
So some of y'all ladies, if we paid attention to Ashley, if we paid attention to Donika, even though they had protein snacks, even though they had man-made, notice how nobody said bread. Because no matter how you slice it, bread is the worst carb on earth, period. So the days that go ahead, Leslie. Even the protein breaks, bread. By the way.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do you think it's still, I should avoid it? I think the net carbs were only like, I still think it was low, like 5 or something like that. So the net carbs were low and the protein was high. So I was like, this is a good choice.
So here's the thing. Don't get it misconstrued. You did make a good choice. Mm-hmm. But then you had double of the good choice.
Yeah.
Too much of a good thing can make it come bad. And the reason why I tell y'all, so you notice how Mission now, because everybody's on this GLP-1 craze, what y'all see right here, GLP-1 friendly now, ooh. But it's always been GLP-1 friendly. But they are always going to use the marketing, they're always going to use the buzzwords to make you feel like why this is a better product. What do you see right here? Keto certified, ooh. Even though if you're really doing real keto, you can't have bread. Because bread, no matter what, is going to spike your insulin. That don't even make sense. So once again, the average person is not going to know that. But that's why, once again, y'all work with a nutritionist, right? So then, the reason why I tell y'all bread is the worst carb on earth is not because I hate bread. Because by the way, y'all, bread is my ultimate favorite carb, period. Period. Today, I was about to go, because I'm about to start fast today, myself. I was about to go to my favorite Mexican restaurant. I was going to go get some fajitas, but I knew I was going to eat the tortillas if I went there. And I've been thinking about these queso chips the whole entire day, honestly. And I already knew if I'm about to start a fast, I was going to convince myself to, hey, so you're about to do a fast anyways, might as well have a margarita. I know myself, right? So then I said, you know what? I'm really trying to take it serious because the summer's coming up and now I'm immobile. I really got to be on my P's and Q's with my nutrition now, right? Because you already know I used to live in the gym, right? Me and Mo. So now I'm like, all right, this time I'm going to go to Chick-fil-A. And I'm going to eat the same way I tell my clients. So my only compromise this time was I had the Chick-fil-A sandwich. No, I didn't swap out the bun. Get out my face. I'm about to do this fast. And I had an 8-count fried nugget. And I had my diet half and half. But you notice how I still kept the same principles, right? I could have left out with a milkshake because I'm about to do a fast. I could have ended out with a large fry like I usually do because I'm about to do a fast. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to get some bread, right? But guess what? The bread is technically only coming from one source, which is the chicken sandwich. The reason why bread is so bad, once again, is not because of bread itself, it's because of the ingredients to make bread. So if you look at bread, the very first ingredient is always going to be one thing. I don't care if it's low carb or not, it's going to be gluten.
I had this 1 week and I didn't do good with the scale.
Of course.
I tried to do the snack wraps. I was like, oh, let me do some breakfast burritos, and then I made like I did salad with the chicken nuggets. I didn't do good. So I was like, I'm not getting it. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't like I wasn't dropping.
And here's the funny thing about what you just said, Ashley. I noticed I'm waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym. I'm lifting weights for about 45 minutes to an hour. I finish off my session with about 30 minutes of cardio. I'm doing 20 minutes in the gym. Do the math. I just spent 2 hours in the gym. I'm fasting from 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. 6 extra hours. Didn't eat nothing. Have this bread with my first meal. Scale don't drop. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's not just a Leslie thing. It's a 40% of African American thing. So it's a better bread, but now because I'm more mindful of how my body responds to this specific bread that she's talking about, Mission, by the way, I will allow myself to have this on the days where I don't give a flying F about the scale. So here's the funny thing. Leslie, did the scale go up this morning?
I'm staying the same.
So the scale didn't go up.
It did go down, it didn't go up.
Exactly. This is a bread that you can use as a foundational tool for the days that you just need to have some bread, you just need to take a break, but I'm not expecting to lose weight. Y'all see what I'm saying? So I'm having this bread with the expectation to stall, but guess what? If she would have had the regular version of this bread, I can guarantee her the scale would have went up. Now, question is, how much? Context, right? So Leslie made all the right choices. But once again, now what I would tell Leslie to do, have the same bread, The exact same one that you purchased. You know, black people, we don't waste nothing. Have one wrap with the same Quest chips and see what happens to your body then. Because every single person I've seen, as long as I've been doing this, when they had 2 of those, they stall. Right? And once again, Leslie's discernment was correct. Because if you look at the bread, it says 19 grams of carbs, 17 grams of fiber. Right? But once again, the average person's body is reacting to the gluten. And the gluten naturally is going to make a lot of people's body retain water. Okay? And one thing I always want y'all to remember too, I would rather y'all pick up a product where, let's say it says it is 12 grams of carbs and 6 grams of fiber. So 12 minus 6 is 6. So the net carbs is 6. Then you're picking up something that says, oh, the carbs is 35, but there's 34 grams of fiber in it. So technically, keyword technically, it's one net carb. Y'all see what I'm saying? So always try to pick up a product where the carb number starts a little bit lower. Even if that means the fiber is coming lower, than a product where the carb number starts higher and they're trying to tell you and use all these semantics as to why it's really this least amount of carbs than everything else. Okay? So now another bread I would tell y'all to try too, or a bread that I just realized respond a little bit better to my body, by the way. La Banderita tortillas. Y'all probably seen these before. And I realized for myself, I don't know what they're doing to Mission Low Carb wraps, but when I pick up the same thing, same concept, just a competitor, La Banderita, and I have this as a wrap, but cute word, once a day, only one, scale still drops. Okay? But the reason why I know after me doing my research the scale's dropping is because right here, there's literally no gluten inside of this. So maybe, just maybe, this whole entire time when I was having bread and the scale's not dropping, my body was responding to the gluten. Right? Y'all see on this one, it says 15 grams of carbs as well, but 11 grams of fiber. 15 minus 11 is 4. Mission said 19 grams of carbs, but 17 grams of fiber. 19 minus 17 is 2. So on paper, it sounds like the Mission should win, but in reality, this one is better. Cleaner ingredients, and the carb number naturally starts lower than the Mission low carb number, even though the total net carbs is lower in Mission. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense for y'all. All right. So thank you for allowing me to use it as a case study, Leslie. And you know what? Let me ask, and I'll let you be great. What did you eat today?
Today we had a lunch that was paid for at work, and I had Indian food, but I didn't eat the rice. It was chicken with spicy curry, not coconut curry, just spicy curry, and I only ate the chicken and spinach, and so I had that, and then I had the Too Good yogurt with strawberries and collagen and flaxseed and chia seed, and that's all I've eaten today so far.
Okay. So what do you think I'm going to say so you can complete your day?
I need to eat again.
Please.
More protein.
Please.
Yes.
One more meal. Just one little measly meal. I don't care if you go into Chick-fil-A line and get 8-count grilled nugget. I don't care. One more meal, and I can almost guarantee you'll see a nice little surprise on the scale tomorrow. But that sounds way better today than yesterday.
Yeah.
Period. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right, good job. Now, Catherine, once again, are you available or no?
Yes.
Okay. So the reason
Hi.
why I'm calling on Catherine is because Catherine been traveling all week. Catherine, last week at one point in time, or maybe 2 weeks back, you were stalling.
Yep.
This week you've been traveling, which means you've been eating out every single day, right?
Yes.
What has been happening on the scale?
I've been dropping ounces because we made a plan. I did my research on where I was going to eat. So during the day, I got stuck in the office. So I got stuck in meetings where there was food for lunch. And it was made basically sandwiches. But like yesterday, it was like these Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. So I just scooped up the meat and ate all of that instead of the bread. And then had salmon for dinner. That was my day. And then the day before, again, I got stuck in the meetings. I just scooped up ham and some other meat. I was like grazing, looking for meat. And in the evening, I had a steak. And so the night before last, I lost almost a pound because that steak was good.
And 2 weeks ago, Catherine, what was your meals looking like at home?
It just wasn't enough meat. I was like doing these salads and just not enough. It was just not enough meat.
So Catherine, 2 weeks ago, y'all, was making these little cute Instagram meals. It would have been Instagram perfect. She could have had a little flash. If she had a photographer, it probably would have went viral. Cute meals. But now I'm asking her, where's the protein? Right? And she was making all her meals at home. She was doing everything that a lot of y'all are experiencing right now. Right? And I was like, Catherine, trust me. You're doing everything right. You're making the right food choices. It's just not enough. Right? So the very next day I said, Catherine, you might not want to hear this. Just call my bluff. What was the very first place I told you to eat out at?
Wingstop. Yep. I got my 20 wings.
How many
My
wings did you
face.
eat in that one day?
That day, like 12 total.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 12. She didn't even finish the whole 20.
Yeah, no.
What happened on the scale?
It dropped.
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to tell some of y'all, right? Some of us women, because you already know how you prepare your own food at home, you're not looking forward to having this meal. You don't have no light in your eye making this meal at home because you use the same seasonings on that same dry ass chicken breast. And now it's getting cold in the refrigerator. You take it out, you warm it up, and then you just look at it and you're like, ugh. You just got the stank look on your face because you don't want to eat that. You know that's not putting a smile on your face, right? So that's why I say for some of us, keyword, some of us, even like me, somebody like she's on this call right now, Asandria, Sandy. I never really told her to eat out. You know why? She caters food. She really put meals together. She has no problem spending 2 hours making food and enjoying it. So every single time I tell her to eat out, she fights me. So every single time she's like, Trey, I had some Five Guys. That was the nastiest burger on earth. I could have made it better. She basically did the same thing at home, and guess what? Scale dropped. But she was just eating enough of my chicken too. Catherine, do you naturally eat a lot of red meat?
No.
Exactly. But since she started having red meat, the scale been dropping. Because
That's right.
Catherine tends to be a woman who tends to undereat.
Yep.
Okay? So I try to drive this point home for some of us who's been stalling because as African Americans, our go-to protein is chicken. I grew up in the same household as y'all. The reason why our moms picked up chicken and now as adults, we pick up chicken. Which one is the cheapest protein?
The chicken.
So it's the cheapest protein, but now you got to ask yourself, why is the cheapest? Maybe because it don't got as much vitamins, as much minerals, as much calories than and as much benefits at that matter than something like seafood. But we all know that seafood, I mean, at least to me still, is a delicacy. I'm not eating seafood every single day. But ironically, the people who are pescatarians live the longest on earth. 1 + 1 = 2. There's a reason why the average person in Japan lives till 92. But you know what their go-to protein is over there?
Fish.
You know what our go-to protein is in America?
Chicken.
You know who has the worst life expectancy between the two?
And America.
In any other country, if y'all go to Europe right now, y'all go to South America right now, y'all don't see as much chicken as you see in America. Period. It's going to be red meat or seafood. Which one y'all want? Right? So y'all got to understand why that is the case. Okay? And once again, we're not trying to lose weight for the rest of our lives. We're just trying to get to our weight. Then after that, y'all get all the chicken y'all want. The way y'all want. The way you want to prepare it. Dried ass chicken breast. Excuse my French. If that's what y'all like, and I be telling some of y'all, hey, it's looking kind of dry. You want to put some sauce on that? That's how y'all like it? And I'm like, nah, Trey, don't talk about me. My chicken breast not dry. It's juicy. I'm like, the picture, the math ain't mathing, but okay. To each his own. Right? Now you can go back to that. And now you can spend less money on feeding yourself if that's what you want to do. But ultimately, when you're on a journey, you want to give your body the right type of nutrients so it can feel comfortable with releasing the fat and not retaining water and replacing the fat because you're eating less calories. Okay? So that's why majority of people, when they're on a regular weight loss program, not a fat loss program, they hit a weight loss plateau. You know why? Because they started off at, let's say if you was tracking calories, you started off at like 2,300 calories, you cut it down to 18. Your body's going to adjust. Because now your body's saying, hey, she keeps feeding me 1,800 calories, but guess what? Their body's also not in ketosis. So what we're going to do, we're going to lower our metabolism to upkeep the calories that she's providing to me. In order for that to happen, I got to cut off some of this muscle. So now you're eating the same meals that worked for you 3 weeks ago, and now it's not working. Versus y'all, because your body's in ketosis, your body is muscle sparing, which means your body's going to touch everything else before it starts touching that muscle. If you got color on the stick. Right? So if you do not give your body 0 calories, let's say, once again, somebody like Leslie, her body needs 2,100 calories. Leslie didn't feed us today, y'all. What should we do? Oh, you know what? She got 2,100 calories worth of body fat on this back fat. We're going to take it from here. But every single time you initiate eating, you're telling your body, hey, body, expect me to give you enough calories for you to feel comfortable with releasing what type of calories I want you to burn, which is fat. In order for that to happen, you got to give me enough calories and enough protein. Notice how I never tell y'all to hit a certain calorie number. Because if you're eating enough protein, 9 times out of 10, you're going to hit that calorie number. Without trying. Ashley ate a whole pound of ground lamb. A whole pound, y'all. That's 1,300 calories. By the way, she already eclipsed 90 grams of protein. I tell women you need to hit up closer to 100 grams of protein a day. But what do women like to do? Okay, Trey, that means I'm going to have this chicken breast. I might have this little yogurt. And I'm going to drink this protein shake. Chicken, not a lot of calories. Yogurt, not a lot of calories. Protein shake, not a lot of calories. I did not name 1,000 calories. Versus you would just got it from the ground lamb. Or from the burger. Or from Catherine's steak. Later at night, y'all, by the way. Living her life at a restaurant. Scale dropping a pound still, though. Okay? So it's not about the calories. It's about the type of calories. And red meat is the most nutrient-dense type of protein on the earth outside of seafood. Keyword, outside of seafood. Seafood is number 1. Not even close. Mussels, clams. Y'all doing this little sardines thing. That's amazing. If y'all like it, y'all dirty. I don't like that. Crabs, lobster, if you can afford it. Salmon, you already know
What
about the
did you
salmon.
just say?
You heard me. And
No, I
you the one that
didn't.
started
No, I
it.
didn't. I
And you're the
didn't
one that
hear
started it. So I'm judging you.
What did you
Yeah.
say?
You know,
What
you
did
know,
you say?
you know you're the one that started the sardines. You're the one that went to the chat.
I tried.
Hey guys, I mean these nasty sardines. I want y'all to join me. Okay?
What are
It
you
was
talking
actually
about?
really good.
It's good.
Sardines are good,
I
Saw
told
especially if
tasted
you
him.
like it's like
season them.
Jamaican
You have to
sausage.
know
It was
how to
so
do
good.
it.
Why y'all eating sardines? Are we in the 1800s?
Why?
You gotta season them.
Never
So
eaten
Listen, that's a
lemon
sardines.
pepper,
Caribbean thing
hot
too. I
sauce.
grew up on that.
What you
Yo,
mean?
y'all had a love. Yeah, Alicia Keys' ghetto story was made for y'all. Eating sardines. Okay, because I was never that down bad. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, but hey, to each his
Listen,
own.
I cut up some Scotch bonnet in that. Red
Yep,
onions,
same,
white
same.
onions, pepper,
Exactly.
garlic,
That's
Y'all,
how
that's
my
good,
mother
y'all.
made
That's the
it
onion
for me.
Caribbean crew,
powder.
y'all. If y'all not paying attention.
Hmm.
Yeah, some lemon
It
pepper
was, and it's
garlic.
21 grams of protein, Trey. Like, how are you gonna bypass that?
Why y'all want to eat sardines? Who wakes up in the morning and says, you know what sounds good
Because it's
today?
good.
Sardines.
It's
Nobody does
good.
that.
It's good with a
It
Am
nice
I
tastes
slice
am
of
like
judging you for raising your
avocado
sausage.
hand?
and
Hmm.
cucumbers. That's an excellent meal. Okay.
I had some today for
No.
the first time with some chicken sausage and some eggs, and it was
Really?
busting.
Really,
It was
Ashley?
It was good.
I
it
trust
was
your
so
taste buds
good.
because we got the same
But
taste
you know
buds a little
what?
bit. So if
I
you're
I be
saying it's
mad because
good,
they always sold out.
I, but I cooked it. I sauteed it on the. I didn't eat it straight out the can like my grandmother and my father used to do because I just never liked the
yeah,
smell. I
yeah.
squeezed lemon on it to cut the fishy smell, and I sauteed it with eggs, and I had chicken sausage on the side, and I was rather full.
It's good.
I guess.
He don't know
So,
nothing about that. I keep telling him, Western people have to show you how to do things.
Correct.
Katisha, when
Exactly.
I
That's
go
what
up
I'm
to New
saying. I'm
York,
Okay.
Jamaican.
I'm
My
gonna come
mother's
over
Jamaican
there
and we
and I
grew
want
up
some
on that.
sardines.
That's
So
exactly
And I'm
that's
gonna let
good
y'all know.
stuff.
it's good stuff.
My
Yep.
first time ever trying
Hmm.
sardines. So, Katisha, I'm gonna try it. And
I'm
then if you
telling
can't cook
you,
and it's
you
nasty,
would
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but
tell the
enjoy
whole
don't
it.
do it
chat.
straight out the can though, Trey.
No,
Put it
no,
with some
no.
onions, like chop it up with some pepper,
Right? You
onions,
have to
and
do
yes.
all of that.
Yeah,
You
you
have
have
to
to do
make
it right.
sure
Yeah, you have to
you
do it
got to make
right.
sure you mash it up. You season
Yeah,
it with
mash it
onion
down.
powder, garlic
Yes.
That's
powder.
doing too much. Just for it to taste
No,
good?
it's not. This is how
No,
you
when you
have
mash it
to
up, it crushes up everything into it. So you
the
crush it
Oh.
up
bones, the
first, and then
skin,
you season
everything.
it. Yeah, you just crush it.
So you're
Yeah,
masking
It's
the original taste,
you
is what y'all
mash it
saying in
up.
so many
Yeah,
words.
you can
it's
You
mash
not
it
know
up
what?
first. You
masking
don't have to eat it
anything.
whole. You don't have to eat it
Or
whole.
look, get the boneless or the skinless ones.
No, the bone
Those are
and
really
the
good.
one with the
No, the
bone
bone
and the skin
and the
is
skin, it can mash up the
nutritious.
same way. See, I agree
It's
with Lady K. Yeah,
nutritious.
yeah, that's how
And
we
you
do it
get
in
a
Jamaica.
one in
Hmm.
extra virgin olive oil or water.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
And
you
I ain't
mash
gonna do
it
the boneless
down.
because that's nasty.
You know
I
what? I'm just
couldn't
go ahead and
do
stay out
it.
of women business on
I
this
couldn't
one.
do
I'm
it.
gonna let y'all be great with y'all sardines, but I never been that down bad. So I just want to let y'all know. Thank y'all for making this call. And like I said, Tuesday, I was trapped at the airport. Long story short, ladies, don't fly Spirit.
Oh
I
no.
knew what
Oh,
I was
I never
doing. I
fly
knew what I was
Spirit.
doing,
I'm
but that's
sorry,
what
I
I
never.
get. My flight got canceled, so I had to live out of a hotel for a day. So I was able to
I'm
do the
like,
call.
so this is an ongoing thing. You either get stuck somewhere or you. I was
I
like,
needed to stop
is
traveling.
this?
That's what just needs to start happening.
I'm
Like
like, you have a pattern here,
God is just
sir.
telling me just stop traveling, bro. Like just stay home,
You have a
please.
pattern. Who told you to get on the yellow bus?
That was my. It was cheap. Round trip,
Exactly.
$300. I'm
You
gonna do
can't
it.
even get a water, sir. You got to buy all your water before you get on the plane. You can't get a cracker or
For three
nothing.
hundred dollars, you gotta fly your own plane. That's what happened, and that's what it felt. So,
You ain't even lying.
but
You
thank
ain't
y'all for
never
making this
lying.
call. The next one will be on Saturday. Don't forget, 10 a.m. y'all. Okay, this call ends Saturday, 10 a.m.